Hola amigos, bienvenidos. Hey friends, welcome back to the Language Tutor Spanish lessons. Now I have a really good one for you this time. I want to talk to you about a verb that is used all the time, especially when we're talking about what happened to us this weekend or an incident that took place in the past, or sometimes when it even goes on in the present. But we use this verb all the time, and that's the verb decir, which means to say or to tell. Now think about how many times, especially if we're telling a story that took place in the past, somebody told somebody something. I told her, she told me, they told us, we told them. It's all the time. This is a super common verb. And today I actually want to give you the conjugations in the present tense and in the past tense because this is so common. Let's just go ahead and pick them up in both. And then I want to use them with some indirect object pronouns. So let's get started. I hope you have your cuaderno with you or your lápiz or your pluma. Y vamos a tomar apuntes. Let's take some notes, okay? Let's put our chart on the screen here, our famous chart. The chart I get so many comments about. I love hearing from you guys about how the chart helps you and helps you organize. And I say, yep, that's how my brain is. It helps me when I have to organize and put things into place. So it's always good to hear from you guys and hear how it's helping you out. Okay, but here's the chart. Let's first get the conjugations in the present tense, okay? Now this is technically a stem changing verb. We're going to change the verb decir, with this de, we're going to change it to a di in the boot. Okay, just like we've done before in stem changing verbs. Just going to change to an I. So we're going to have di in the boot, and we're going to have de outside of the boot. In just a minute, we'll have the conjugations up there and you'll see what I'm talking about. The yo form is going to be a little bit of a troublemaker. Remember we talked about sometimes there's a verb that's a troublemaker, one of the form, it's going to be that yo form, right? Okay, so when we put I say or I tell, it's going to be D-I-G-O, digo, D-I-G-O, digo. So we got our yo form, yo digo, I say, I tell. Now we move down to the tu form. We're going to keep that C in the original form. So it's going to be D-I-C-E-S, dices, dices. Okay. Now down below that, we'll just keep continuing with normal IR endings. We'll go dice, dice, keeping that D-I-C. Now let's go ahead and get the bottom right because we're talking about the boot and we're talking about how they keep the DIs. So let's go ahead and get that bottom ellos, ellas, and ustedes form. It's going to be D-I-C-E-N, dicen, dicen. Outside of the boot, the nosotros form is going to be de, so it's decimos, and the vosotros form is decís. Decimos, decís. So what we have is digo, dices, dice, decimos, decís, and dicen. Easy enough. So that's the present tense form. Now let's get all of those off and put the past tense in. Now luckily in the past tense, we only have to remember D-I-J. This is an interesting form in the past. We're going to remember D-I-J. Okay? Now the yo form is yo dije. Dije, D-I-J-E. You said, you told is tú dijiste, dijiste. The él, ella, ustedes form, it's got that O in there, dijo. So dije, dijiste, dijo. Now, let's get the nosotros form, dijimos, dijimos. So you can see we're still kind of following patterns of past tense endings with ERs and IRs and just a little bit, a couple of irregular things to remember, no big deal, right? And then we're going to take, now if you're a visual person, you're looking at the chart and using it to organize, remember to take that dijiste, the tu form, move it over, slide it on over, and then add the is, dijistes, okay? Just add a few letters there and you get dijistes. Now we've got the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form, which is dijeron. Dijeron. All right. So now we've got the conjugations in the present and past tense. So what I encourage you to do right now is, or as a first step, is get those conjugations down. Get those committed to memory. Get that low-level memorization done so you can go to the upper level, which is putting it into practice and internalizing and analyzing and summarizing and synthesizing and all that. All that upper level, higher level brain functioning stuff that's great for us to learn language. Okay, I'm going to clear the chart again. Now I want to just quickly remind you of these. Me, te, le, nos, os, les. Indirect object pronouns. They show to whom a verb is done or was done. Done to me, it's me. Done to you, it's te. Done to him or to her, it's le. Or to you respectfully, it's le. It's done to us, it's nos. It's done to you, plural, it's os, the Spain version. And if it's done to them, it's les. And if it's done to you, plural, the ustedes way of thinking, then it's les also. We're going to use these, and we're going to use those conjugations that we just learned to put them together and talk about who told who what. All right? It's going to be good. Watch this. It's going to be magic. Okay, the first one, I'm going to do a couple in the present, and then I'm going to do a couple in the past. I just want you to see a nice variety of how you can put these together. First of all, let's try this one. She tells me. She tells me. Now for that, it's going to be ella me dice. Now, why is it me in front of dice? Well, because grammatically, you're supposed to put that indirect object pronoun in front of the verb. So it's me dice. You don't say dice me. It doesn't really happen in Spanish. It doesn't make sense. So ella me dice. Now, could I just say me dice, not say ella? Absolutely. But just know that dice, it can go with él, ella, or usted. So if you don't need to clarify who you're talking about, you can just say me dice. If you already know you're talking about her, just say me dice. If you need to clarify, say ella me dice. Either way works just fine. Now, I want to try another one in the present tense. We tell them. We tell them. So let's think about what's we tell. Present tense, you got to think about that conjugation. What would it be? And now think if we do that to them, which one of those indirect object pronouns we're going to use? Les. We do something to them, it's les. So we're going to say to them, les, we tell. Decimos. Les decimos. Now we got it. Could we say nosotros les decimos? Absolutely. You could if you wanted. That'd be great. But if you just say les decimos, that works fine too, because decimos is a unique verb conjugation. It doesn't go with any other pronoun. So when you say decimos, you're talking about we do that, okay? But hey, practice all you can. If you want to say nosotros, hey, go ahead, go for it. Now let's do a couple in the past. Now, I told you. Now somebody says, I told you. Okay, let's think about that. If I did that to you, it's going to go in front of the verb, so we got to figure that out first. If I told you, what would that be? Te. You're probably already coming up with it. Te. Now, I told is dije. So you, I told. Te dije. Te dije. I told you. Let's do one more, just for one more example, and that is they told us. They told us. Now, if it was done to us, what would we say? Métele nos os or les. If it was done to us, nos. Okay, I bet you got that right. But they told. That's dijeron. Okay, so nos dijeron. Us, they told. Nos dijeron. Okay, amigos, that's how you do decir in the present tense, in the past tense, with an indirect object pronoun. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that this may take some practice. So I just recommend you sit and just think while you're driving, while you're working, whatever, sitting at your desk right now, whatever you're doing. Sit there and think through these scenarios. They told us, I told them, she told me, we told her. There's unlimited combinations that you can practice with this in the present tense and the past tense. And these are great to solidify the indirect object pronouns in your memory, okay? So what I always say, practice. There you go. Practice all you can. Commit it to memory and then internalize it. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. It's always great to hang out and teach you a little Spanish and move forward with you. So practice all you can, and I'll see you next time on the next episode of The Language Tutor. Hasta pronto. Friends, thanks for watching The Language Tutor. If you have a question for me, feel free to leave it in the comment section below the video. And please click subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of our language lessons.